another Paleo Poly session. Today I'm very excited for two reasons. The first reason is I have my friend Bernice Cooper here, and Bernice has been wanting to come on here for an awfully long time, and she might tell us why in a minute. And so Bernice is my assistant. So I've got another assistant. I love having assistants, as you know. So Bernice is going to help with a whole lot of mixing. So I hope she's nice and strong because it's a lot of mixing.
Okay.
Because today we are making some delicious gluten-free bread. I've tried this recipe a few times before and it's quite nice for gluten-free. So, first of all, welcome Bernice.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure.
Polly, yes.
My pleasure. Now, why did you want to come on my show?
Well, first of all, I love cooking and I watch your show all the time, and I thought, oh my God, I would love to have her to invite me to come to her show. And I just have been asking Polly, say, can I come to your show? And I've been waiting and waiting, and she finally said, yep, I could come, and I'm so excited to be her assistant today.
Well, it's a pleasure having you here, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now, we're also cooking or baking something you've never baked before.
Correct. I never baked any bread because where I grew up, we didn't have any, oven. So oven is one thing that's, we need to bake, with the oven. So
yes.
We never had that. So yeah, never done it in my life. And then in Australia, because I stopped eating bread. So I thought, okay, it's no point for me to do bread. So
I still don't eat it each and every day, but it is lovely to be able to have a bit of a treat, have some bread. It's very nice. Just put the kettle on because we're going to start actually with having 300 millilitres of warm water, and in that we will put some sugar and of course some yeast, and we'll wait 10 to 15 minutes until it bubbles. The next section is where Bernice is going to be doing a lot of work. Bernice is going to be doing the eggs, the apple cider vinegar and oil. Then the next section is the dry section. Now I've already put in here 2 different types of flour, which I've left that there to remind me that they have been sifted. So I'll put salt in there as well. Now I'm not going to tell you both of the flours because I want you to subscribe for those of you who haven't subscribed. For those of you who have subscribed, then you're going to get the recipe in our private little group. So there's 2 different flours that I've sifted in there, and I have here xanthan powder. So you didn't know what this is. This is great for vegetarians or gluten-free. Binds flours together, gives it that flexibility. It's also very versatile because just having that little bit will also help. You know how sometimes you're cooking something and it separates? You might find with cakes sometimes you put something in at the wrong time, or it's too hot or too cold. Well, this actually stops the separation of ingredients. So xanthan powder is terrific. You can buy it at supermarkets or health food stores. Yes, I did the sifting first because the flour that we use is so light that it just gets all over the place. You'll be fine. I would not be fine. And then we will be leaving that to rise for about an hour and put everything in. And we'll obviously, you'll see it all. And then near the end, we will be putting it in this lovely little non-stick container. I will be putting oil in there anyway, and I use olive oil. I'll be putting it in because I'm going to actually put some sesame seeds around it, so that when it comes, and then on top, so when it comes out, it'll be covered in sesame seeds. All right, so we're going to get started. I'm going to have lots of fun. So we start with 300. I'm guessing, I can't see.
A little bit more.
A little bit more because I haven't got my glass. Oh, yep, that's it.
Perfect. What temperature should it be?
Warm, just. Okay, so Bernice is doing it all for me today. I'm loving this. So we have, it's caster sugar actually, a little bit of caster sugar. And as much as with paleo, yeah, you can stick it in, we don't use a lot of sugar. Sometimes, yeah, use that. Sometimes we just need to have that little bit for an ingredient like this. So we have that. Oh, I'll take that, thank you. And then put in the yeast.
The whole bag?
Yes, whole bag of dried yeast. Stir it, and then we will let it sit there for 10 or 15 minutes until it starts to bubble.
Thank you. Thank you. So make sure all the lumpy is gone. Is that
Yes,
right?
make sure all the lumps are out in our lukewarm water. Welcome back. So that is foaming. Can you see the foam on top? Can you see the foam on top?
It's really
Yeah.
just like ice cream.
Oh yeah. Or a frothy drink.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So now we're going to do the rest of the wet ingredients. So Bernice is going to actually put the eggs in and mix up the oil and the apple cider vinegar. So if you'd like to start with the eggs first.
So to keep both the
Yep.
whites and yellow.
Absolutely, mix it all up. This is really such a simple recipe. I find that a lot of gluten breads, and I've made a lot of them, are very simple. It's a bit like a cake. So give them a whisk. That I would say is enough. So now you can add the oil and the apple cider vinegar. It doesn't matter.
Or sequins.
No, it doesn't matter at all. Lovely.
Vinegar.
Yes. Vinegar is great. Do you know about vinegar? Because it's really good for your digestive system.
Yeah.
As well. A little bit of vinegar first thing in the morning with some warm water, and it's just such a wonderful cleanse. And I find if any of my clients, or if I have indigestion, which doesn't happen for me very often because obviously paleo food is amazing, but I would suggest again that a little bit of warm water with some apple cider vinegar in it.
So after we put those two ingredients, how long do we have to whisk it?
That's fine.
It's fine now?
That is fine, absolutely. And I'll be your assistant.
Oh.
So now what we do is, you see this flour, we make a little bit, yeah. See, that is why I did it all beforehand. We make a little well in it, in the middle. See a little well?
Yes.
Good.
So now you pour.
We pour in, and it doesn't matter which one you put in first.
Okay. So
Pour it in the middle.
everything?
Put it, yes, all at once, all in there, and then we'll do the yeast. Thank you. Yes, all the foamy stuff. Yeah.
Yay.
Oh yeah.
Lovely.
And then if you'd like to mix that up. So it really is like making a cake really. A cake with yeast in it.
So how often do you make the bread in your house?
I used to make it regularly until I realised that, because I love bread. It's like you can overdose on bread and have too much, even healthy bread. So I would make it maybe every 6 weeks. I would make up, and I've got a few different recipes, so I can alternate them. So that's really easy.
So that will be helping me to start, enjoying bread again, because I haven't been eating bread for so long because of the flour.
Of course, of course. So, and to me, if you think of the toast and why I have it, there's nothing better than having some bacon and eggs on a Sunday morning with some toast, or a lovely intermittent fasting, because I do intermittent fasting, and one of the recipes would be just a small piece of bread, and these are only small slices because they're in a small, it's baked in a small container because it doesn't rise a hell of a lot, but a piece of gluten-free bread, some avocado.
I know what you mean now.
Yes.
I need to get get my bicep and tricep.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and some avocado and some tomatoes and some fresh, cracked pepper, and that makes a lovely, healthy breakfast as well. Oh, you're so good. You are so good. I picked the right person to help me today.
Okay, so after all these flour and everything mixed together,
yes,
and how do we know it is ready to
put in here?
Yeah, to put
because it looks like it's ready. It looks fantastic. Okay. So I'm putting some olive oil in there.
I've been begging her.
You have. Now I'm making a bit of a mess, but it's part of it being in the kitchen is making a mess and having fun.
Of course.
Yeah.
You can clean up afterwards.
Of course.
So you just have to get everything
in. And it's all wobbly, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, if you can, I'll help you if you like. We're going to pour that in.
Okay.
Yes.
So can you put black sesame?
You can put anything and everything into this. You can put some herbs, dried or even fresh if you like. Now we're going to actually let it rise a bit. Now we don't use Glad wrap because it's single-use plastic and that's not good for the environment. So we recycle all of our bags. So I'm just going to stick it in here. Mm-hmm. We're going to leave this for up to an hour. And let it do its job.
Okay, I know what we're going to do while we're waiting.
Yes. We are going to have a
lychee
martini. Yes, we are. So we'll see you soon. We are back and we've let it rise and it's pretty good.
Amazing.
It is. So now I've actually put the oven on at 200. Mm-hmm. And so now what we're going to do is just spread sesame seeds all over it as we listen to the rain, torrential rain of cans. Alright, so now we're going to put it in the oven. The temperature is 200 degrees and we'll leave it in for about 45 minutes. At 45 minutes we will check and see what it's like and whether I think it's ready. So here we go. Would you like to open the oven for me? Thank you. Beautiful. We'll be back in a minute.
Polly?
Yes.
It looks so nice.
Doesn't it look absolutely delicious? So that was about 45 minutes in the oven at 200 degrees. Now unfortunately we can't, yes, look at that. Look at that, it's delicious. So unfortunately I can't take it out because it needs to cool down. And then probably I would take it out in about 30 minutes, mm-hmm. and then I would leave it for another hour and a half to 2 hours until it's actually quite mm-hmm. and that's when I will cut it up and eat it. However, we were talking during the break and I'm going to see Bernice next weekend, so I'm actually going to bake another loaf of bread and take it to her next weekend so that you know what it tastes like. And next week, and this is something that you can do with anything you bake like this, next week I'm actually going to put a whole lot of olives and sun-dried tomatoes in it as well. So there's a lot of versatility you can do with a loaf of bread. Use your imagination. It's a lot of fun baking and it's a lot of fun baking your own bread. It's a very, very simple recipe. So I'd like to thank Bernice for coming and for assisting me and doing all of that stirring. You're a little bit of a stirrer.
I am always. Thank you so much for inviting me. I think this is the first ever I have someone to show me how to make bread, and it's a healthy gluten-free.
It is indeed.
Yes.
And thank you all for watching again, and don't forget to subscribe. It's free and you get this recipe plus a lot more, and you come onto my private Paleo Polly Facebook page, which you're a member of.
I am, certainly.
Yes, and I every so often will put up these videos, but I also put up other hints and other recipes, anything that can help you be gluten-free. So thank you again, and I will see you next time. Next time, I'm going to tell you I am making gluten-free calamari, salt and pepper calamari.
I'm hungry now.
You're hungry? So am I.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, and I will see you, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye for now.
Thank you.
Oh, welcome back. Now, this is now Bernice's segment, because what are you making for us today?
Today I'm treating ourselves with a lychee daiquiri. So the ingredient is a tin of lychee and vodka. And this vodka is gluten-free. So
Wow,
you can
that's
drink
amazing.
as much as you want.
Oh, that's great.
That's great. Okay. So only 3 ingredients today: lychee, vodka, and ice. So what I do is,
Do another spoon.
yes. So I just put a few ice cubes.
Sorry about the sound. Do you know, the first time I had, they called it a martini, but you're doing it a little bit different. You're blending it.
Yes.
When I was in Las Vegas, presenting in Las Vegas, and I was staying at the casino where I was presenting, I was sitting in a Korean restaurant, talking to the barman, a lovely young Korean guy, and he was making too many, and so what was left over, because we're having such a wonderful conversation, he started giving me the leftovers, and so that's how I first got to taste the lychee martinis, which is virtually the same as this, but he just sort of shook it like that.
Yes.
But you're
We're
blending
blending
it.
it.
So even when you opened that and I got the smell, it took me back to Las Vegas.
Oh, shall we go back there?
Yes,
I mean, I've
please.
never been there, so
Oh,
I
come.
want to go.
Come.
So I'm going to make some noise, so hopefully... Okay, and it is ready. A bit more in here.
For our director.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like a dessert.
Yeah, I like to, because lychee is such a tropical and beautiful flavor.
Yes.
And I don't want to waste of it. You know, usually people would drain
Yes.
the sediments.
Yes.
But I think it's good to just chew it.
Absolutely. So shall we have one? So is the director going to come around and have a little sip?
After you.
Okay. Sorry?
After you.
After. Thank you very much for
Cheers.
sharing
Thank
this
you.
with us today.
So good.
That is lovely and refreshing and very clean on the palate as well.
Yeah.
I do like that.
You do like that? I love it.
Cheers.